Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tony Russomanno from One Day Alive. I've had about a dozen requests to make a video of my guitar rig, so I thought I would start with my guitars. This is pretty much my main guitar, I think. It's a 2008 Paul Reed Smith single cut 250. It's very light. Which is kind of odd. They made them like that this year, that particular year. And it's actually one of the darkest sounding guitars that I have, which is also very odd. Usually, if the guitar is light, it's not quite as dark and big sounding as a heavier guitar. The pickups are stock. These are PRS 250 pickups, and they are awesome. They sustain forever. They're very aggressive for modern rock, and I just love them. This guitar in particular has I think the Phase 2 Paul Reed Smith locking tuners, which I normally take locking tuners out of my guitars when I purchase them because I feel like they do not work well and they break very easy. But I've kept these in, and these have been very, very good. They keep the guitar in tune, and they're very easy to work with when I'm changing strings. So I've kept them in, and they're great. But yeah, this guitar is pretty much kept in drop C, and it facilitates lower tunings very well. And you know, it's just been it's a workhorse, man. It's great. The other guitar I use live right now is a 2001 Paul Reed Smith single cut. This is one of the original models. It's much heavier than the other guitar, but it doesn't look it. The pickups in this guitar are the PRS number 7 pickups, which I left in mainly because when I'm recording, I like to layer guitars with 2 different pickups in them. I feel like it gives it more depth, so I've left them in there. And you know, they're great live pickups. They don't make a lot of noise. They're not quite as hot as the pickups in the 250, but they work great. This guitar is a 10 top, so it's worth quite a considerable amount of money, and I've tried to keep it as nice as I can. I think I have. I mean, I've been playing this guitar religiously for almost 10 years. And you know, it's just a workhorse too. It's great. So basically, those are the 2 guitars that I use live right now. Alright, let's go to my pedal board. Basically, when I plug my guitar into my rig, it goes directly into a Boss TU2 chromatic tuner, which I've had for about 12 years. This is probably one of the first stomp boxes I ever bought, and it works great. It's all beat up, but it's awesome. You know, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. It's durable. It's great. Then my signal would go into this Morley wah pedal, which I've had for probably about 9 years. It's very durable too, and I really like it because you can step on it to solo, step off, and it comes off automatically. And it also provides a sort of like an overdriven boost when you're soloing too. So I keep that knob about right there, and it's just great for solos. This is how I control my entire rig. This is a Voodoo Lab Ground Control Pro, and it's one of the best MIDI switchers I've ever seen. And basically, what it does is it controls 8 loops on my Voodoo Lab GCX audio switcher, and I have all my pedals hooked up into these loops, along with the channels on my amp, as well as certain switches on my amp, like the solo boost switch and whatnot. And it basically sends the signal to the Ground Control Pro from the GCX, and I can develop presets. So like if I want channel 1 with phaser and chorus and delay, you know, I can set that preset and set it to be right here, and it's all on without me having to step on my pedals. And basically I keep my pedals right here in this rack drawer. All I use is a Ibanez Tube Screamer, popular pedal, just on guitar solos. I don't like it on rhythm. It's too aggressive on rhythm. I like all my distortion to come from my amp when I'm playing rhythm. So it's just an overdrive pedal that I use to enhance my sustain when I'm playing a single note solo. Then I use TC Electronics Chorus Flanger pedal. I only use the chorus part of this pedal, and this is one of the best chorus pedals I've ever played through. It's a very expensive pedal, but it's worth every penny, especially if you're somebody that likes to use chorus on your cleans at all times, and I am. So this pedal is an awesome investment. This pedal right here is a digital delay from Boss, the DD5. I use it on some of my cleans and on my guitar solos all the time. It's a easy to use, good delay pedal. I've played through better, but you know, it's durable. I've had it for a very long time, and it does its job. It's a good pedal. Here is the Boss phaser that I also use. I don't use much phase, just on clean tones on some of the songs. I do not like to use phase over. You know, I see some people using them in like heavy choruses and stuff, and I just don't like the way it sounds. I think it sounds like a mushy mess. And I really don't use enough phase to really care which kind of phaser I use. I use this pedal because somebody gave it to me, but I'm thinking about getting the one that everybody else is using, the Eddie Van Halen phaser, because it seems like it's easier to use, and I don't use a lot of phase. So, but for now, this works, and it's pretty cool. That is all the stomp boxes that I use, basically. I switch my amp channels actually with I don't have them plugged into the GCX right now. I'm using, if you can see, tucked under here, which you probably can't, but this is a Voodoo Lab control switcher, and it has 4 different controls, and basically I just plug in via MIDI all 4 of the channels on my Mesa Boogie dual rectifier Roadster head, and that switches them. So that acts as GCX2 to my Ground Control Pro. And then in the GCX I basically have the overdrive and loop 1. That goes straight into my amp from there. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all sent through my effects loop of my amp. So it's kind of a complicated thing back there, but it works out well. And the only other thing I use is a Furman power conditioner. You know, I don't use a noise gate. I don't use anything wireless. I hate noise gates because they interfere with my signal, and I hate wireless systems because they do the same thing. And I've never played with a noise gate that I didn't think messed with my signal to the point in which I felt it was a deterrent to use it. And I just don't ever see myself using a noise gate. I feel like you really don't need them. If you're standing far enough away from your amp at a live show, you know, I don't get very much noise, and I just don't like the way noise gates affect your tone. And you know, as far as wireless systems are concerned, I've played through a couple wireless systems that are good. I just really haven't invested the money in one yet, and it's not a big deal for me to just run a cord. So, and you know, besides that, all I use is a standard Mesa Boogie 412 cab. I've had it for a long time. Sometimes I add a 212 to this setup, but not often. And that's my guitar rig. It's pretty simple. Thanks.